morning. Working on something a little bit different today. I really had different plans, and they looked kind of like this. Come on. Bad guy. I'm a bad guy. That's me. All right, what's my distance? Distance? 420? Yeah, that's what it said. Here, I'll double check. Yeah, 421, 420. Okay, wind. 3 O's left. Okay. All right, taking the shot. No, I can do better. Hold on. Ouchie! Impact. That guy won't block us from getting to our shooting range ever again. Let's go shoot a video. Anyway, guys, welcome back to the Untrained Unprofessional Garage Workbench. I'm Nobody, and thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. So today we are going to probably finish off this series that just keeps rearing its ugly head as I keep randomly thinking of things that I should have done or tried. So, but you know, that's just part of the learning process, is thinking things through and sometimes revisiting and seeing what you could have done better or how you can improve stuff. So yeah, it's just part of learning and tinkering. So there we are. Anyway, let's get into what we actually learned. So I had basically set up the PSA just like I did in all the other videos, you know, except for the little mods that I showed you on the last video, which I'll put the link, if this is your first time seeing this, I'll put the link above for the last video of what I did to this. And the only change is I put on a bi-curious pod, so that way I wanted to shoot with one. So there we are. Anyway, now I've already gone through, I've shot everything, and I guess it's just time to talk about results. All right, so let's talk about results, and I got to give you a little bit of background first, because I actually made 2 trips out to the range, and this was trip 1, and to be honest with you, I wasn't satisfied. As I was driving home, I kept having more questions, and I felt like everything was unresolved, and I just couldn't do a video based on that. So my problem is that I would have 2 decent shots flyer, 2 decent shots flyer, 2 decent shots flyer. And I'm like, okay, that's just a bunch of BS. I got to go back out and do another trip. So, okay. Trip 2. So one of the things that I was having an issue with is that I was wondering if the flyer was occurring on the bolt hold open. And so I decided that I was going to do a test. And the test was going to be, I was going to shoot 3 rounds and have the bolt hold open, and then shoot 3 rounds and then just have a 4th round chamber. Well, I kind of messed that up and kind of went out of order, because I went 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and realized, oh, I need to put one extra out to have the bolt hold open because I loaded all 7 of my rounds and didn't think about the actual process. So, but I had a nice tight group, nice decent group. These were on the Freedom Munitions remanufactured ammo, just to give you an FYI. And it was grouping decent. These were all first thing in the morning shots, so the barrel wasn't warmed up or anything. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Things that I did to the barrel and, you know, the swapping out the bolts, you know, it's maintaining accuracy. So I was happy with that, and I went on with the test. So let's go ahead and move that out of the way. This was the last test that I did in the videos beforehand. So just so you know, I kept that. Well, I started shooting a lot and everything, and groups started spreading over, and I actually shot these twice. It's like I have the other sticker over the previous shot, which actually was tighter than this. Everything was in there. On the Fiocchi, the first shot of the previous group went wide, and then the first shot of the second group went wide again, and it almost stacked right on top of each other. So I don't know why that is happening. It makes me almost want to do another test. Don't worry, I'm not going to do it. But, you know, just for giggles, this is where my mind is going with it, is that I would see what first shots were like with it on the left side of the mag and first shots on the right side of the mag, just to see if there's something going on that I might have missed with it. But to be honest with you, I'm not too worried about it because the barrel is a 1 in 7 twist, which likes the longer, heavier bullets. And these are 55 grains, which are normally going to like something like a 1 in 9. So not too worried about it, you know. And besides the flyer right here, I mean, that's a pretty good for just like a, just for a plinker gun, you know. It's like I'm perfect as I'm hitting the tripod. Sorry, guys. So, but that's pretty good, you know, for it. I'm happy with that. And, you know, so it's like if you got rid of the flyer, we're looking at a 1.297 inch group, and we're not going to talk about this, but the standout was the 77 grains. Beforehand, get that in focus here. 77 grains, you know, it's like with the flyer 1.716. This is pre-mods, drop the flyer 1.37. All 5 shots 728. It's a little bit bigger than my thumb, so, and I don't got huge hands or fingers or anything. If you drop that one little guy right there, it's a 442, which, you know, in the precision game, you know, it's like for 100 yards, I mean, that's pretty bad. But for a PSA barrel, you know, a mass-produced, you know, not, I can't imagine that it's hand-lapped or anything special going on. That is pretty amazing. And you know what? The 1 in 7 barrel likes these longer, heavier bullets, so I would have expected it to do decent, but to have that dramatic of a change was pretty impressive. I'm very, very happy with it. And, you know, the 77 grains is what I was actually shooting and hitting steel on the the scenario that I did at the beginning of the video. So you can't hear the impacts. Partly because of the direction my microphone was facing and the wind and everything. And we were looking at about 4, well, I couldn't quite get the plate, but the berm behind it was about 426 yards. So just to kind of give you an idea, and it was hitting very, very consistently. So, but is doing the mods or the little improvements on the barrels and maybe swapping out bolts and everything that I did worth it? Yeah, I think so. Which of those actually most influenced that? I couldn't tell you, just because of how I did it. I just kind of threw everything at it in the kitchen sink and, you know, hoped to get a result, you know, which happened. So, but a lot of these things could just be cumulative. So you may need to do that. Now, let's throw this caveat out here. Does this mean that if you have a PSA barrel or something like that, you do everything to it? Will that help you get a result like that? It may not. You know, it also depends on, you know, the condition of the bore itself, and you know how it was cut, and machining marks and the crown and all kinds of stuff. So I can't tell you with 100% certainty whether it'll improve it or not, but these are some things that you can try, that if you're having a barrel that is not doing what you want, that you can do. And that's the main thing, is that try to improve what you have before you just drop it and buy a new barrel. So yeah, there we are, guys. Should we get back to the 1911 project? I think we need to get back to the 1911 project. So thanks for indulging me. I appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing, commenting, liking, all that kind of fun stuff. I got a Patreon thing, so I'll do the Patreon thing. So, but yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.